Speed. It's what separates the good players from the great ones on Rocket League. It's what allows you to beat the other team to the ball, catch players off guard, and have control of the play. If you plan on playing at a higher level, it's a skill that you're never going to stop improving, and there's one versatile mechanic that you can learn to start getting faster right away. Welcome back to the third episode of Bronze to Champ in 1 year, a series dedicated to helping you improve as fast as possible through practicing smarter, not harder. The Wavedash allows you to use the momentum you get from a flip in order to accelerate quickly and can be used in a huge variety of situations. Just like we talked about in the half flip tutorial from last episode, this is another move that you need to commit to muscle memory. You'll be amazed how often you'll Wavedash in games and not even think about it, and you'll be amazed at how many sticky situations you can get out of by doing it. Also, before we get any further into the video, I just want to let you guys know that I currently stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/unsurpassablez on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. EST and Fridays at 2 p.m. EST. So make sure to swing by if you ever have any questions or just want to watch live. Wavedashing is used primarily to gain momentum from a stationary position, or when you're in a position where you're traveling slow. You can use it when recovering from a shot, rotating to a better area, when you're low on boost, to juke an opponent, or really any time you have a flip and you want to get moving faster. I've kind of ignored how this mechanic actually works up until this point, so let me break it down. As you already know, using your flip will give you momentum in the same direction that you flipped. So if you do a front flip from a stationary position, you'll gain forwards momentum. What we're going to do is take that momentum we get from a flip, but we're going to flip into the ground. This gives us the speed of a flip without having to go through the actual animation. Notice that I'm getting all of my speed from the Wavedash here, and that I'm not pressing any other buttons. This is important because when you're on the ground, you can still control your car, whereas during a normal flip, you're committed to going that direction for a while. Also, sometimes your car is too low to the ground to do a full flip, so Wavedashing is the only option if you want to gain speed. Let's go over what this looks like on a controller. We're going to jump and lean the car back using the left thumbstick. Front flip right when your back tires hit the ground, effectively slamming the underside of the car into the ground, and that's it. The angle that you tilt back is important, and you'll get a feel for it as you practice. Here's some examples of what to look for. If you lean too far back, you'll go through too much of the flip without hitting the floor. If you don't tilt back far enough, you'll have too much rotational momentum, and you'll end up hitting your nose on the floor and flipping anyway. Ideally, you should be aiming to have your car around 45 degrees or less from the horizontal like you see pictured here. Although there's a lot of room for error, here's the furthest back you can lean and the furthest forward you can lean while still being able to Wavedash. The same idea applies to Wavedashing sideways or backwards. To do it to the left, jump and air roll right. Just as your front right and back right tires touch the ground, flip to the left. You can do the same but opposite to Wavedash to the right. It's important to note that if you're gaining momentum in a direction that isn't in line with your wheels, i.e. perfectly straight or perfectly backwards, you'll need to hold power slide if you want to preserve any of the momentum you've just built up. Otherwise, you'll just stick to the ground. You can also Wavedash backwards, although it's not used as often as a normal Wavedash is when you're in game. I think it's still important to practice though, because you do use it the higher rank you get, as well as it just helps you to develop further car control. To do it backwards, you jump and lean forward, then you'll flip backwards right when your front two tires land. Let's go over what I think are some of the best ways to practice the Wavedash. In-game, you'll either always be moving while you Wavedash or be aiming to get moving, so I like to practice by driving around the field and chaining multiple Wavedashes together. I don't try to do anything fancy, I just try to do a bunch of forward-facing Wavedashes in quick succession. Next, I like to practice doing my Wavedashes to the side. I found that I end up Wavedashing a lot more consistently after getting bumped once I've practiced this mechanic a bunch. What I'll do is I'll get driving and jump and turn to one side, then I'll air roll and I'll continue holding down my air roll since it's also my power slide, and then I'll continue to Wavedash down the side of the field. That way the direction my car is traveling is perpendicular to the direction my car is actually facing. I'll do this around the field multiple times as well on both the left and the right sides. Many times in game, I'll also Wavedash and then immediately do a front flip, and I'd recommend practicing that as well. Although this isn't as difficult mechanically as some of the other methods of practicing, I think it's really important to get an understanding of how far your car is going to go and how quickly, since this is a method of Wavedashing that I use all the time in game. As a fun challenge, I'll also start from a completely stationary position, and without pressing gas or boost, I'll try to get going supersonic only wave dashing. When I was learning how to wave dash, this was the moment that I realized how important it is to learn this mechanic. To get going from 0 to supersonic without using gas or boost was kind of mind-blowing to me, and I think it's what really made me want to get better with this. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can do a forwards wave dash, jump, spin 180 degrees, and do a backwards wave dash, then spin another 180 degrees and repeat the process. You're never going to want to do this in game, but I think it's a really good way to challenge yourself. What you're aiming to do is put yourself into uncomfortable situations and practice them until you can do it without thinking. There's too much going on during a game to think about what you're doing mechanically, so commit this to muscle memory. Here's a variation of the wave dash that you can do with low boost, but not 0, typically around the 10 to 15 range. Jump and tilt the nose of your car slightly down, and then boost for just a second. This boost will speed you up while simultaneously killing your upward speed. Before you hit the ground, tilt your car back into the wave dash position, with your nose slightly pointed up. As we saw earlier, your car doesn't need to be tilted too much in order to pull it off. Just make sure you get past the point where you're parallel to the ground. This is a really effective way to get going supersonic without using much boost. A situation I always find myself wave dashing in is when I'm low on the wall and I want to get going quickly on the ground. With this mechanic, it's literally possible to come off the back wall with no boost, wave dash, and do a single flip to get to the corner boost, and you'll be going supersonic and have full boost. By practicing all these moves and committing them to muscle memory, you'll start being faster in game. This is such a fundamental skill to add to your arsenal, and the earlier you add it, the better. If you need help or have any questions, remember I stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/unsurpassablez, Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30, and Friday at 2 o'clock. That's all I've got for you guys this time, and I'll see you in the next episode of Bronze to Champ in 1 year. Peace.